adapting to a new market is something that is very hard, because we'll say you're coming from a different background, you're meeting new people, it's a different culture, the way they follow things, the way they embrace certain things in life is completely different to what you and I do. How was it? How did you adapt to a different culture? And how did you make sure that something alienated doesn't go out, but it is something that they need is being created by you?
That's where the entire learning curve comes. So that's what you need to, especially when it comes to sales and marketing, that
Yeah.
approaching different markets, approaching different people, you have to have a different technique. So to figure
Yeah.
out what technique that you want to use, you have to first be knowledgeable about the new market or the new potential. So that all comes through your learning, your knowledge, how you see things, how you sense things, and how you understand the needs of your consumers, or your market or your target market. So that's a learning process.
So basically, like, what kind of techniques can you
So I will
use
give you
to close
one
the
one very basic, which is the main techniques in sales, which is called the ABC of sales. So there are two things. One, people say ABC means always be closing, meaning you have to close the sale all the time. But
That's right.
when it comes to actual sales and marketing fundamentals, what ABC means, not always be closing. That's for the movies. That's for Hollywood. In real life, what ABC means: approach, build, and close. So if you want to funnel and trigger interest of your target market, basically you need to have the right approach, which is the A, right?
Okay.
Then you
Hmm.
get to B. You need to build. You meaning you need to build the relationship. Then you close the sale. But what happens? A lot of people, uh, you know, they try to close the business or close the sale before building the relationship. Sometimes they want to build the relationship before before having the right approach. Think about this, right? Just put it this to forget about business, forget about sales and marketing for a second. Think of this
Yeah.
as let's say just between you and me. For me,
Okay.
in order for me to build a relationship with you, I need to have a nice approach, because that's where you're going to give me the opportunity to build the relationship. If I don't
That's
have the right approach, I might not get the opportunity to build the relationship. So if we
that's
don't get the opportunity to build the relationship, meaning you're not going to close the sale. So all
that's
of these three things, these are fundamental. So these three things is very important: right approach, the right build, and the right close. The people say practice makes you perfect.
practice makes
Practice
you
doesn't
perfect.
make you perfect. The right practice makes you perfect. The
Okay.
wrong practice is going to put you to a nightmare, right? So you have to approach your target market, but you have to have the right approach, not the wrong approach. Then you have to build the relationship right. Then you have to close it right. There are much more in detailed techniques when it comes to how to build the right approach, how to build the right relationship, how to close it right. This comes in a later stage of the conversation, or of your learning process. But basically the right approach and the right build and right close. And also think about this, and don't get too complicated with this. Uh, let's say, okay, how do I know what's the right approach? Maybe he knows, maybe I don't know, but just be natural. Now, how do you approach somebody right? Be nice to them, be present,
That's right.
right? Be polite. So that's what you call by the right approach. There's no rocket science behind this. The right approach meaning a decent, presentable uh, approach. And when you build a relationship and also build it right, uh, meaning listen to the other person, because without listening to the other person you can build a relationship.